If you got one of my ornament kits and you're working on the tree, we're going to be using a series of flyleaf stitches for the branches of the tree. You're going to come up at the end of the branch and just make one straight stitch first. And think about this as a series of upside down Ys. Come up at one point of the Y, down at the opposite point to create a loop, and then come up at the bottom of that first stitch that you made. And then secure your stitch by going down and making the stem of the Y down into the next shape. Come up at one point, down at the opposite point, create a loop and come up inside your loop at the bottom of that V, and then turn it into a Y by creating a stem. And then you'll repeat this, up at one point, down at the opposite point, up in the middle of the V where you ended before, and then secure it down in the next. So this stitch will create the branch and the little pine needles. I'm just using 2 strands for this so that it makes them nice and thin. And then for the center, I'm just doing a back stitch the whole way down in the DMC 844 color. It's kind of a brownish gray, so it works for the words, hope, and for our tree trunk. You can find the slower backstitch tutorial in my stitch sampler playlist, but this is a pretty basic outlining stitch. And I do this for the whole way down the tree and both sides of the trunk. Then I just fill in the trunk with long and short stitches. You're truly just alternating long and short stitches to fill that in, just coloring it in. And then for the star, you're going to come up with the gold thread and just work your way around from one point to another, just overlapping and working your way into the center. Make sure to make a single stitch from one point to the other the whole way around. And then when you start your second layer of stitches, you come inside each triangle just a little bit and continue going to each point of the star and working your way into the center until it's all filled in. I've seen some methods where people follow a specific A, B, C, D, E pattern for these 5 points, but I think it is just easiest if you just focus on going from one point to another and working your way the whole way around. And it still ends up looking like a star and looks pretty cute. And that's how to complete your little tree ornament. You can see my videos on how to do the back as well.